Welcome to the Blockchain and Crypto Alphabet, brought to you by the Crypto Confidence Show. In today's Crypto Alphabet, D is definitely for decentralization. In the last session, we talked about how the state of a cryptocurrency network is determined by consensus, and the reason for this being necessary is that the ledger itself is distributed over large numbers of processing nodes. It's not all in one place, it's decentralized. No single entity can make arbitrary changes to the way it works because the decisions have to be made collectively. This distribution of control away from a central point also provides resilience and redundancy, in the same way that the internet itself was designed to be able to survive major outages and disruption. If the packets can still get from A to B, decentralized currencies on a distributed ledger are very hard to disrupt or damage. A hacker would have to take out the lot in order to break it. Decentralized systems are resistant to attack, degradation, and even intrinsic problems like bugs. No government can shut it down or switch it off, so it's a very powerful idea. Decentralization can have lots of meanings in cryptocurrency, and there are extensive and heated debates about which coins and which blockchains are the most truly decentralized. Bitcoin has the most nodes and the longest blockchain. Its ownership is decentralized across the greatest numbers of owners. But as the difficulty of the mining algorithm increases, the tools required to actually create Bitcoin get increasingly concentrated in fewer numbers of large corporate hands. This in turn raises the potential for a 51% attack on the network, which could occur if any one entity controlled more than half of it. And people say it's becoming more and more centralized. But there are many dimensions along which decentralization can be assessed, including how the coins on the system are traded, developed, owned, as well as mined. So be careful when you hear arguments about this one being more centralized than that one, and therefore qualitatively better or worse as a result. As always, do your own research. Decentralization is a philosophical fundamental in cryptocurrency, but the emergence of permissioned blockchains has altered things a lot. And in terms of the wider internet, that's not nearly as decentralized as we tend to think. The cloud just means someone else's drive, and odds on that that drive your stuff is on will ultimately be owned by Amazon or Google, about as centralized as it's possible to get. So it's important to pay attention to this stuff, not get fooled by the idea of lovely, fluffy clouds of data floating freely in some utopian haze. And when it comes to crypto, you'll also hear about decentralized apps and decentralized autonomous organizations. Things built using blockchains and smart contracts to distribute control. Decentralized exchanges are used to trade crypto assets, often peer-to-peer without a central point of deposit and brokerages. Basically, when an acronym starts with a D and it relates to crypto, then you can bet that stands for decentralized. So we have dApps and we have DAOs and DEXs. They're all based around the same principle of distributing control from the center out into a network. So whilst you will hear the term distributed a lot, which has a similar but not identical meaning, in our crypto dictionary for this week, D most definitely has to stand for decentralization. This is a special excerpt from the Crypto Confidence podcast, where we explore and discuss aspects of cryptocurrency and blockchain from a consumer perspective, because we believe this stuff is far too fascinating to leave it to the geeks, and it affects every one of us. Please do check out our full-length episodes, which are released on alternate Fridays, and tell us about any burning questions or definitions which you'd like us to look at. And remember, nothing in this podcast or our related social media, nor anything else published by BlockSparks.eu at any location, is intended as financial, investment or trading advice. Everything we write or say represents our personal opinions for your information, education and entertainment only. You should not make any decisions based on anything we share with you, not without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with appropriate professional advisors. Crypto Confidence is all about being smart, informed and making the right choices for you.